Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, in a recent article on ESPN.com, none other than the great trainer, one of my favorite trainers, probably my favorite boxing commentator to listen to whenever he puts stuff out there. I like listening to him speak. Is Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas put out his personal pound for pound list. Now, we must always note that when it comes to pound for pound lists, these things are very subjective and people have their own criteria. But there's usually about 3 to 5 fighters that we can agree on are like top 5 fighters. Usually, Teddy Atlas's list is beyond ridiculous to me. I mean, I love the guy to bits. One of my favorite commentators, but this is ridiculous. So I'm gonna read you guys a list and then we'll critique from there. I'll leave you guys an article down below. I'm not going to read it, but I'll leave you guys an article from what exactly it was he said in his article. So here's his list as follows. So number 10, and I don't agree with this at all, but Errol Spence, number 10. Manny Pacquiao, number 9. Canelo Alvarez, number 8. Guillermo Rigondeaux, 7. Number 6, Roman Gonzalez. 5, Sergey Kovalev. 4, Keith Thurman. 3, Andre Ward. Oh my God. 2, Terrence Crawford, and then 1, Vasil Lomachenko. Now, off the rip, he thinks Lomachenko is the best fighter in boxing. I have no problem with that. Lomachenko, although it's only been a couple fights, he's fought killer after killer. The only guy he lost to was Salido, and people, know that Salido was fought very dirty that fight. And Lomachenko still almost pulled it out and knocked him out later on in the fight. But Lomachenko, many people believe he's the most skilled fighter in boxing. So if Teddy believes he's the most skilled fighter in boxing, that's fine. Now, where my major gripes are this. You have Roman Gonzalez number 6. That's ridiculous. There are not 5 fighters on earth better than Roman Gonzalez. At minimum, there's only 3 fighters you could argue that are currently fighting better than him against such top level opposition. Other than Gennady Golovkin, Lomachenko, and Kovalev, I don't see any valid arguments against Roman Gonzalez for anybody putting him over him. Now, to put him behind a guy like Keith Thurman, who got wobbled against Luis Collazo and has had tough fights with Robert Guerrero and hasn't looked as sensational as he once did, I don't warrant. Keith Thurman's not even a top 10 pound for pound fighter, let alone above the great Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. So I had a major gripe about that. Obviously, I don't have to get into about the Andre Ward. I think 3 is too high. Kovalev should be above Ward. Thought he won. Canelo above Manny Pacquiao. That one was crazy because I don't consider Canelo a pound-for-pound level fighter. He hasn't beat anybody like a top-level guy. Beat Lara in a very disputed decision. And since then, since the Lara fights and beating Cotto, hasn't done much. Fought Liam Smith, fought Amir Khan. 2 guys he was their overmatched opponents. I don't really rate Canelo highly. And then number 10, Errol Spence Jr. down. I put Errol Spence Jr. over guys like Kell Brook, over guys like Naoya Inoue, against guys like even Timothy Bradley, even coming off of a loss, against guys like maybe even a Charlo. A guy. I mean, there's so many guys. James DeGale, Badu Jack, Joshua. I mean, whatever. There's many better options than Errol Spence. I feel like this is a very bad list, but the number one issue, and I think people know where I'm going to go with this, and if you've seen this article, you know where I'm going with this. The number one issue I have with this list is that he left off a very important name, and that was Gennady Golovkin. It is not rated in Teddy Atlas's top 10 pound for pound. How does this happen? A man who's been around boxing as long as he's been around boxing, knows as much boxing as he knows. How do you leave someone like Gennady Golovkin, who is not just winning, but he's winning in historic fashion, beating people at a historical rate in the middleweight division. He's on pace to break the middleweight title defense record. He's finally doing what people said he's taking on Daniel Jacobs, another top-rated middleweight, and he actually had to give up part of his purse to get him in the ring because Jacobs is too afraid to fight him. But Gennady Golovkin is not on this list. I don't get how you could put Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence Jr. How do you put Errol Spence Jr. over Gennady Golovkin? Who the hell? I mean, I like Errol Spence. I made videos very positively about Errol Spence in the past. I've said that on numerous occasions. I think he'll destroy Keith Thurman if they ever fight, just due to the styles. But who has Errol Spence beat at a top world-class level to warrant a top 10 pound-for-pound spot, let alone being rated above Gennady Golovkin? a historically great middleweight. I mean, it makes no sense to me. So, I don't agree with Teddy Atlas's list. I think I will agree with him though that there's a very great case for Lomachenko being number one. At bare minimum, I will say that we got three of the top 5 fighters in boxing. We can agree, the positions are different, but three of his top 5 fighters are three of my top 5 fighters in boxing. I have Lomachenko, Crawford, and Kovalev on my top 5. Those are gimmies to me. So, is it Gennady Golovkin hate? Are people not giving him the credit he deserves? Will the Jacobs fight, if he beats him in impressive fashion, finally give Golovkin the respect that he deserves from so many people? Like, the guy has beaten more top 10 guys in boxing than I'm pretty sure any other fighter, maybe except Roman Gonzalez, and he's on pace to break Bernard Hopkins' middleweight record. If he retired today, if he retired right now, he would go down with the highest knockout percentage in middleweight history. The dude is an all-time great, and he's not being recognized as such by many people. So even a guy like Teddy Atlas, it's insane to me the level of disrespect Gennady Golovkin continues to get. But people will continue to hate and disrespect a great fighter like Triple G. We'll see on the 18th of March if he can deliver what I think he'll deliver, which is another virtuoso performance and destroy Daniel Jacobs. If he doesn't beat Daniel Jacobs and Daniel Jacobs somehow pulls off the upset, credits Daniel Jacobs, he should be taken a lot more seriously and maybe even considered some pound for pound recognition for himself, because that's what it's going to take from Daniel Jacobs, a pound for pound virtuoso perfect performance to beat a guy like Golovkin, a guy who can box on his back foot, a guy who has a granite chin, power in both hands, and overall just a very complete fighter. So I don't get how Teddy Atlas could leave him off the list. Maybe you guys could explain to me how. The dude, for anybody who really knows about boxing and has researched a guy's resume about the guys when he fought, at the time he fought him, which is the most important thing. He's beaten a lot of top 10 guys, more top 10 guys than Kovalev's even beat, more top 10 guys than Ward has beat recently, more top 10 guys than maybe Roman Gonzalez. If I have to go back and check that one, but I mean, give the man his respect. And the thing what that's doing is it's fueling a lot of the Golovkin hate. A lot of you guys out there who don't like Golovkin because he's fought a lot of guys that you deem as nobodies, which is ridiculous. Because he fought like Martin Murray. He fought Martin Murray. Martin Murray took him to the 11th round, I believe. Martin Murray won life and death with Sergio Martinez. A lot of people thought Martin Murray should have got the decision against Sergio Martinez. So basically, when you look at it from that standpoint, Golovkin beat, in some people's eyes, what was the uncrowned middleweight champion in Martin Murray. Beat Martin Murray. Beats people want to criticize Kell Brook. Kell Brook's a big ass welterweight. Kell Brook is a better fighter than a lot of guys 154. So in theory, he really cherry picked a 154 pounder. It wasn't a 147 pounder. He fought a lot of David Lemieux. He thought David Lemieux was a top rated guy when he fought him. Rubio was a top rated guy when he fought him. It's just hilarious to me the level of hate this guy gets, and just for the sake of not having to hear the idiots in the YTBC in the boxing world hate on Golovkin any more, I really hope that Jacobs does not win that fight. I don't think he's going to. I made the video already saying that I think he has no chance against GGG, but crazier things have happened, and that's why we watch the fights. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think. Teddy Atlas reveals his pound for pound list. I'll run it by you guys again one more time. 10, Errol Spence. 9, Manny Pacquiao. 8, Canelo Alvarez. 7, Rigondeaux. 6, Roman Gonzalez. 5, Sergey Kovalev. 4, Keith Thurman. 3, Andre Ward. 2, Terrence Crawford. And number 1, Vasily Lomachenko. Agree or disagree? Let me know down below. Let me know down below what you think about Teddy's list. Who are your top 10 pound for pound fighters? Leave that down below as well. And yeah, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dingus. So until next time, take care, guys.